which I need to tell your listeners about something called FUAMI. Do you guys know about FUAMI?
About who?
FUAMI, Floridians United Against Mandated Insanity. FUAMI.org. Now, they have a petition that they're trying to get 1 million signatures on by the middle of March. And the petition at this point is to ask Governor DeSantis to remove all of the local mandates, no curfews, no mask mandates on businesses, just remove all of the local restrictions. That's the first step, is just to ask the governor to do that. And so we're trying to so please go to FUAMI.org and sign the petition there. That's a very simple thing to do if you live in Florida. It's very helpful to us, and spread the word about it. And then, but we're also going to be, once we get past that point, we also want to continue to look at all of these things, all of this emergency order stuff, all of these things that have put unconstitutional requirements on Floridians.
Yeah, that's something that I've talked about with my local legislators, and I'm insisting that something be said, something be done, something be put out there to talk about this, because as you know, we know here locally the concerns that many people have about mask mandates that certain county commissioners want to put forward and have been, and we know, and you have done such an amazing job of showing mask mandates versus non-mask mandates, whether it's states or even in counties. We can do it here in the state of Florida and see how there is no difference in forcing people to do this. The school issue is such a huge, and thank goodness the governor here, we're not dealing with it the same way that they are dealing with it at a national level. But that concern about pushing back and the narrative that he has done something here that is so wrong with schools, the CDC, maybe you want to talk about that, Jennifer, the comments of the CDC and the back and forth and the teachers unions, and how it just feels like the Biden administration is just going along with the unions when it comes to having kids on a national basis going back to school, back to the classroom. We have the examples of how it works. I mean, if you're looking to find out what would happen or what the cases would be or the situation, we have the situation here in the state and the success of having kids and how important it is to have them in the classrooms. And yet we've got a federal government that and CDC that's pushing back. And then you ask yourself why. Maybe you want to comment on that.
Sure. It is so important to have schools open. And I think more kids should be in school. I think, I understand there's a big thing to offer the options now, but I think so many people are out of school out of fear, and that we should be addressing that with more leadership. But anyway, yes, Florida, as we all know, has been open since August. Sports has gone on. Nothing crazy has happened. Florida is performing overall. The fear is you put kids in school, they give it to their teachers, they give it to their families, it increases community spread. That's what the CDC is saying now. There's no evidence of that in Florida. Florida has done better than states that are far more locked down. So the national press is just ignoring that Florida has actually been in school since August. And the CDC has had school opening guidelines since last summer, which many states followed. And a lot of Midwestern states have had open schools also, and Texas has had open schools, and Georgia, a lot of the South. And so it's all been fine. There's nothing terrible has happened for schools being open. And so even last week, CDC Director Walensky was saying, schools are perfectly safe. I think schools should be open. And then all of a sudden this week they come out, or Friday afternoon, I guess, they come out with, after talking to teachers unions, apparently, you have to meet all of these standards to be open. And by these standards, only 5 counties in America would have open schools and school sports at all levels. And that's just crazy, because obviously all of Florida is doing it just fine. But they don't want to look at it. This has been the case all along with our public health officials, is they look at models and not data. If you look back at the data, you see that there's no correlation between open schools and community spread. There's just not. We've got tons of studies. We've got studies from all over Europe Europe has not closed schools. In fact, schools in Norway and some schools in Sweden don't even have masks. There are mask optional districts in Florida and in Georgia and in other places in America. And again, nothing terrible happens. I mean, we have to go past open schools to not masking our kids. It's horrendous. But anyway, that's kind of a separate topic.
No, I know.
But I mean, this is what they're saying is like, you can open schools, but only if you meet all of these insane metrics and you 6 feet apart and you mask them and you contact trace. And I mean, it's insanity, although a lot of it is actually what's being done in Florida schools. But at least we're open.
Right.
So you have to start somewhere.
Yeah. No doubt. All right. Jennifer Cabrera joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. You can follow her if you would like on, Parler's up and running again. So if you want to go to Parler, you can go to.
I need to start posting there.
Yes.
Again,
Yes. Jennifer Cabrera. She's a Parler there. If you want to go to Twitter, that's fine. J. Haskins Cabrera. You can follow her there as well. The editor of the Alachua Chronicle and contributor to rationalground.com, the website. And we always appreciate a few minutes, Jennifer. You're the best. We'll do this again soon.
All right. Thanks, Drew.
All right. We'll see you.